This devastating injury, does it belong on Nick Saban's shoulders? There are many say that game was in hand, man. Alabama, Mississippi State, what's Tua still doing in the game? Saban has suggested that they're working on a 2-minute drill. They're working on, although there was only 2 minutes left, they're working on practicing a drive that would work with 2 minutes left on the clock in a game that was very different than the one they were playing in. Whatever the situation, whatever reason that Tua was still in the game, I don't think it matters. It's not Nick Saban's fault. This was a freak injury. This weekend I was hosting Fantasy Football Now, the show I do on Sunday mornings from 10 to 1 Eastern on ESPN2. Help you set your fantasy football lineups up before kickoff. I'm in first place. What's up? And Stephania Bell, our injury expert here at ESPN, said it's a freak injury. Man, you can't prepare for that. You can't be blamed for that. And look, I know that Saban's saying it, but he immediately acknowledged what happened here.
We can second guess ourselves, all we want. We told Mac to warm up. We're going to go 2 minutes for the half. Tua wanted to play in the game. And so, I don't really make a lot of decisions based on, worrying about guys getting hurt, or I'd have taken Raekwon out and Ruggs out and everybody else that got hurt today out. We have total confidence in Mac, and I thought Mac did a good job when he went in the game.
There's Nick Saban acknowledging it was a freak injury, man. It was 500 pounds of man landing on Tua, whose right knee was planted into the turf. Horrendously, it shoved his femur through his hip and destroyed it. But you just can't walk around afraid of what's going to happen because of a freak injury. You can't plan for catastrophe and still try to win in the moment. Why am I wrong, Nick? Nick in New York's on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
Just watching that game, he just did not look 100% well. I don't see how Nick Saban did the right thing by him. I mean, the game was in the bag, and he just didn't look right out there. And you just kind of watching at home, you knew something was going to happen to this kid. He just was just playing slow all day.
Come on, Nick. He's had that hurt ankle. He's had that ankle that has hobbled him. He's good enough to play. It's his hip. It isn't his ankle that ends up getting hurt. This reminds me of that debate I had a few weeks ago when it came to Patrick Mahomes, and that lady called in who told me that his left ankle got hurt because of a previous right ankle injury, or his left knee, got hurt because of a previous right ankle injury. She tried to tell me the ankle's connected to the knee is connected to the hip. I'm like, it's the other leg. These are two separate injuries, Nick, and this is a freak accident.
I don't know. I just think you're compensating on one side of your body, and, that's when you're playing slow and you're playing kind of already not 100%. You should have been out there. Game was over.
I don't think so, Nick. What is this, by the way? Thanks for the call. Is this a thing people out there you're compensating? Remember that lady, Nuno, that was telling me that somehow Patrick Mahomes, I don't even know if I have the sides right here, but left ankle injury turned into a right knee injury, mysteriously, somehow.
Yep, because of his left ankle, he was putting more force on his right knee. That's why he ended up getting hurt.
By the way, same thing. Right knee planted to the ground. Big, massive defensive lineman lands on him, shoves his kneecap out of place, breaks to his hip, and you're going to blame that on a gimpy angle from a few weeks before?
What about, and Trevor Maddich on Friday when he was in the control room said if he was Saban, he wouldn't have played Tua, let him rest because you didn't need him in that game. And then it also shows the committee that, hey, we played him against LSU. He wasn't 100%, and we kept that game close.
I do think it was being done for style points. I do think they were trying to win over committee voters on things other than just win-loss record. But I don't think that has anything to do with a freak injury. You had your mic open there. I could hear Bubba. What are you getting on me for Miss saying ankle? It came out angle. Is this what happens in the control room when I'm not listening? I just happened to hear it because your mic was open, Nuno?
Yeah, I just said angle.
Sometimes words come out wrong. When you
Literally every time you mispronounce something, we all just scream the word you mispronounced.
So do people listening at home.
It happens a lot.
Well, I say a lot of words in 3 hours.
And a lot of them wrong.
Angle.
Ankle. Angle.
Was that the day when Nuno was answering all the medical questions?
Yes. That's when Nuno has become a medical expert. Weren't you on the side of that lady about the left knee bone and the right ankle and the
That's
back?
sort of what I'm getting at. I'm pretty sure he was on the side of the lady.
Once I
Weren't you on
realized,
that side?
once
Yes.
I realized that it was a left ankle and not a right ankle, I just was all in, so I had to keep going with it.
Oh, Pat brings up a good point. You were that lady. So are you here with Tua too? Like Tua's ankle injury led to his hip problem?
No, I'm not that far gone.
You've learned your lesson.
Correct.
All right. There might just be a silver lining, though, for Tua Tagovailoa. And Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL front office insider, began to talk about it this morning on Get Up.
Yeah, at the bottom of the first round, this is a very difficult injury to predict. The hip is not a well-vascularized area. I've dealt with it a couple times in my career. His durability is going to be a real concern now. You can't take him and say, I have my quarterback for the next 10 years. So I think the bottom half of the first round is where the risk may make sense to take somebody with his ability.
Bottom half of the first round. So let me get this straight. Tua was a surefire top 2, or at least, if not top 2 pick, top 2 quarterback taken, making him a top 5 pick in the NFL draft, which also meant Miami Dolphins or Cincinnati Bengals, where he needed to be a savior. And now, not unlike Lamar Jackson, not unlike Russell Wilson, not unlike Dak Prescott, he drops. What happens when you drop? You land in a better place. You land with a team that might have a better offensive line, certainly a better coach. You land with a winning organization. You land with the ability to have a better, longer, sustained career. You might give it up on your initial contract, but if you win, and you're in a better place to win, you'll make it up on your second and third. And what does that mean for Tua? Oh, I don't know. I just glanced. Oh, yeah, New England Patriots. The season ends today, picking 32nd or 31st. The New Orleans Saints picking 30th. The Carolina Panthers picking 18th. The Raiders picking 14th and 19th. The Chargers picking 12th. Oh, and the Miami Dolphins with 3 first-round picks. So if they really want him, they can still go get him. It might just have a silver lining for Tua.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.